welcome to Violet Connie Art. In my last video I did a pair of eyes because I've been working on studying portraits and trying to get better at them, and I've been trying to perfect and make all of the features so precise and making sure I get the proportions right. And as much as I've enjoyed doing that, it gets a little tedious after a while, so I thought I'd break the mold and just do something a little different today. Is chuck together a base really quickly and then put some gouache on it and make it really nice and loose. So as you can see here, I started out by sketching the face, so it took me a little while. One thing that I've really struggled with the whole time that I've been trying to draw portraits is the jawline. I can't seem to get the jawline right in any of my images, and I think it really throws off any likeness that I am trying to get to a reference image. But other than that, I think that I've improved a long way. I was looking back in some of my old sketchbooks, and yeah, my old artworks of portraits have improved and come a long way since then, especially with being able to colour them and all of that kind of thing. So for this one today, I just found a picture from Pinterest and I didn't worry about likeness. I just wanted to kind of splodge paint on a page, and I kept her eyes closed so I didn't finicky around with that either. So I didn't have to bother about the eyes and the lights in the eyes and all of that. And I just got my gouache palette and I just used dirty paint from my gouache palette that was already there, reactivated it and put that on. So sometimes my colors are a bit off, but I think all together for a nice loose sketchy kind of looking painting, this came out really well, and it just was really freeing to be able to use a big brush and slap some paint on and not worry about like fine details and getting the shading perfectly and all of that kind of thing. So yeah, it was a nice break from all the portrait practice I have been doing lately. Also, I found that not worrying about fine details so much, I was able to focus a little bit more on lighting and where the light and shadows contrast each other, and just kind of put any colors that didn't really match and see if I could make the image look like a person with the shadows. So I think I did okay for that. I've also made it a bit of a goal for myself to fill up all of my sketchbooks that are half full. I've got so many lying around that I'm using all for different things, and they're not getting filled up, and I'm kind of just want one or two really good sketchbooks that I can use, say one for watercolour and one for drawing, and maybe a tan tone one, and that's it, rather than a bunch of different sketchbooks. Like I was using one for portrait drawing, and I was using one for figure drawing, and I would save one for gouache studies and one for watercolour and one for landscapes. And I think I'm going to try and refine down the amount of sketchbooks that I have, because I feel like a little just disorganized lately, and I think part of that is that I've got so many different projects and so many ideas that are spread across so many different places in my house that I start to feel a little muddled. So I'm going to try and bring them all together, and this sketchbook that I'm working on is a Strathmore mixed media sketchbook that I bought very early on when I first started my YouTube channel, and it's probably got about 10 pages left in it, and so I'm going to be working on trying to get this finished over the next few days to few weeks probably. And there's a few others that I am slowly working my way through at the moment as well. I think I've put 2 on my shelf in the last about 3 weeks of sketchbooks that are half done, so I am slowly making my way there. For this girl, I actually didn't use any black on her. It does look a little black in the video, but it's a dark sepia. But in saying that, I also was just using the muddy mixes from my palette, so there is a good chance that that mix did have some black in it also. But I think that it kind of toned down when you mix the gouache on the page, because it reactivates. You can actually mix it and make it lighter from what it was before, which is also really handy. So yeah, I tried to keep it really loose, and the hair even especially, and in the end I went in and put like little white spots on her nose and coloured a few white spots on her lips where her lips were shiny, And that was pretty much it. And of course I had purple on my palette. I needed to make her shirt purple. So yeah, that was pretty much it. I really enjoyed doing this. It probably took me only around 40 minutes from start to finish, and it was just nice and relaxing to do, and something different than the very strict, refined drawings that I've been trying to do in portrait practice. So here's my final artwork. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give me a like and subscribe if you want to see more, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.